The coordinate plane. The target for this lesson is, I can graph points on the coordinate plane. Let's start with vocabulary. A coordinate plane is a plane created by two number lines intersecting at a 90-degree angle. The x-axis is the horizontal number line of a coordinate plane. The y-axis is the vertical number line on a coordinate plane. The origin is the point where the x and y axes intersect on a coordinate plane at the point 0, 0. Quadrants are the four regions formed by the x and y axes on a coordinate plane. An ordered pair is a pair of numbers used to locate a point on a coordinate plane. The notation parentheses x, y parentheses is used to represent an ordered pair. Example 1. We'll do this problem together. Give the ordered pairs for the points graphed on the coordinate plane at the right. Point A is 5 units right on the x-axis, positive 5, and 3 units up on the y-axis, positive 3. The ordered pair for this point is when x is 5 and y is 3. Point B has no movement on the x-axis. This is quantified as 0. However, point B is 3 units down on the y-axis, at negative 3. The ordered pair for this point is when x is 0 and y is negative 3. Point C is 2 units left on the x-axis, negative 2, and 4 units up on the y-axis, positive 4. The ordered pair for this point is when x is negative 2 and y is 4. Point D is 4 units left on the x-axis, negative 4, and 1 unit down on the y-axis, negative 1. The ordered pair for this point is when x is negative 4 and y is negative 1. Extra example 1. You'll try this problem by yourself. Choose the letter with the given ordered pair. A. Negative 8, 7. B. Negative 5, 0. C. 3, 7. D. 6, negative 9. E. 0, negative 5. F. Negative 4, negative 6. Pause the video and try this problem on your own. When finished, unpause the video to see if you were able to successfully solve the problem. The answer to problem A is M. The answer to problem B is P. The answer to problem C is Q. The answer to problem D is N. The answer to problem E is S. The answer to problem F is T. Example 2. We'll do this problem together. Graph the points T with coordinates 2.5, negative 5, and L with coordinates negative 3.5, negative 1.5 on a coordinate plane. In this case, the ordered pairs have coordinates that are not integers, so some of the points may not lie on the grid lines of the graph. For point T, 2.5 is the x-coordinate and is a positive number, so we will move to the right on the x-axis. Negative 5 is the y-coordinate and is a negative number, so we will move downward on the y-axis. The point is 2.5 units to the right and 5 units down. For point L, negative 3.5 is the x-coordinate and is a negative number, so we will move to the left on the x-axis. Negative 1.5 is the y-coordinate and is also a negative number, so we will move downward on the y-axis. The point is 3.5 units to the left and 1.5 units down. Extra example 2. You'll try this problem by yourself. Graph each point and name the quadrant where each point is located. A. Point E at 4, 0. B. Point F at 5, negative 3. C. Point G at negative 6, negative 2. D. Point H at negative 7, 5. Hit pause and attempt this example. Check your answer by resuming the video to see if you got the correct answer. The answer to this problem is point E is on the x-axis, so it is not in a quadrant. Point F is in quadrant 4. Point G is in quadrant 3. Point H is in quadrant 2. Example 3. We'll do this problem together. Carter created a map of his neighborhood on a coordinate plane where each unit represents one block. His house is located at 3, 5 on the map. His best friend Joe lives at 3, -2. How many blocks apart do they live? We will start by graphing the 2 points on the coordinate plane. Carter's house is located at the ordered pair 3, 5. The point is 3 units to the right on the x-axis and 5 units up on the y-axis. We will label this point Carter's house. Joe's house has coordinates 3, -2, so we will move from the origin 3 units to the right on the x-axis and 2 units down on the y-axis. We will label this point Joe's house. To determine how far apart they live from each other, let's connect the 2 points and count the number of units in between. From the x-axis, Carter's house is 5 units up, and Joe's house is 2 units down. 5 units plus 2 units is 7 units. Each unit represents a block, so Carter and Joe live 7 blocks apart. Extra example 3. You'll try this problem by yourself. What is the distance between 2, 8 and -7, 8? This would be a good time to pause the video. Complete the problem by yourself, then check your answer by resuming the video. The answer to this problem is 9 units. Let's look over some extra vocabulary we will encounter in this lesson. A reflection is a transformation in which a mirror image is produced by flipping a figure over a line. When an image is reflected over the x-axis, the coordinates x, y now become the coordinates x and the opposite of y. For example, on the graph shown below, the point 2, 3 was reflected over the x-axis. The new image still has an x-coordinate of 2, but the y-coordinate is now the opposite of 3. When an image is reflected over the y-axis, the coordinates x, y now become the coordinates of the opposite of x and the original y-coordinate. For example, on the graph shown below, the point 2, 3 was reflected over the y-axis. The new image still has a y-coordinate of 3, but the x-coordinate is now the opposite of 2. Example 4. We'll do this problem together. Point V is at 3.4, -7, and point W is at -2, -9. Problem A. What is the ordered pair for the reflection of point V over the y-axis? Problem B. What is the ordered pair for the reflection of point W over the x-axis? A reflection over the y-axis keeps the y-coordinate the same, but changes the x-coordinate to its opposite. So the coordinates x, y will be turned into the opposite of x with the same y value. For problem A, point V is at 3.4, -7. For the reflection, the opposite of 3.4 is -3.4. The y-coordinate -7 will remain the same. For problem B, point W will be reflected over the x-axis instead. So the x-coordinate will remain the same, but the y-coordinate will change to its opposite. Point W is at -2, -9. For the reflection, the x-coordinate -2 will remain the same, and the opposite of the y-coordinate is 9. Extra example 4. You'll try this problem by yourself. Point M is located at -4, 1. Point N is the reflection of point M over the y-axis. What ordered pair represents point N? Pause the video and try this problem on your own. When finished, unpause the video to see if you were able to successfully solve the problem. The answer to this problem is the ordered pair 4, 1. Consider this. What are the similarities and differences between graphing the point 3, 7 and the point 3, negative 7? What do you think?